Hello guys, and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to talk about how to manifest in 2025. I'm going to go through different sections. I'm going to talk about how I've been manifesting in the last 10 years, including things that I've manifested, and then things that I have come and struggled with, and then we're going to finish off this video by talking about methods and ways that we can manifest together to have a 2025 that we really want to have. I have my little notebook here that will help me kind of like follow along things that I have manifested in my life. In the past over 10 years, I have been manifesting things in my life with knowledge and without knowledge that I was actually manifesting it. I want to just share with you some key goals that I have achieved that have really impacted and also just really made me believe that it is possible to have the life that you want. So I would say that the first thing that I manifested, and this was when I was 22, I manifested wanting to move abroad and to live in a different country, and that country was Japan. I ended up signing a contract with an agency and I began a modeling career at the age of 22 in Japan by myself. I moved to the country and it was something that I had manifested for a little while. For when I first visited Japan when I was 20, I was just like, I love this place, I really want to live here. So I manifested that and I was able to move to Japan at the age of 22. And I ended up living in Japan for over 8 years, which is incredible. It completely has changed my life and has been a really fun experience. Now, during this time of like modeling, I had a lot of goals, a lot of things that I wanted to do. I did a lot of lookbooks, a lot of like fashion stuff, a lot of photo shoots. I was doing pretty okay for someone who was like had moved to another country. But my goal, my main goal I had was to be number one, the cover girl of a magazine, and number two was to do a runway show, which with my height was quite impossible because I'm not very tall. I'm just about 165 centimeters tall, which means that I'm not a very tall person. And to be able to then one day manifest this, and I ended up being the cover girl for Cosmopolitan Japan for Pride Month. Over here you can see it. And then I also ended up doing a runway show at Tokyo Girls Collection, which was a surreal experience. Walking in front of 40,000 people was amazing. Something that I had never experienced or really thought that I would experience before, and I was able to do that with the power of manifestation. I think talking about relationship wise now, I've always been very public about my relationships in the past, and I've had a lot of rocky relationships, but I knew that I really wanted to find a partner, and I wanted to find someone who was a partner that I deserved and a partner that really I could grow with and just really feel fulfilled. And so in 2019, I remember actually I wrote all of these things down, what kind of partner that I wanted, how I wanted to feel, etc., which I'll go more into detail in later on in this video. But in 2019, I met Ami, who you guys probably know. If you don't know, Ami is now my wife. So we are now married and we have been together since 2019, which is so amazing, and I'm in a peaceful and solid and stable relationship, and that is something again that I manifested and really feel very lucky and very blessed to have. Fast forward to a few years, or let's rewind to a few years ago. Me and my wife, which she was my girlfriend at the time, we decided that we wanted to live in a country where we are legally recognized, where we can be a couple where we can build a future together. We ended up moving to the UK and we find ourselves here now. And like, let me tell you, the process was crazy. I remember manifesting this. I did a vision board, which again I'll go through at the end of this video, but I knew specifically how I wanted my life to be when moving to the UK. And we moved to the UK. We were like in an Airbnb for like 5 weeks, and I managed to get a job within those 5 weeks, which was amazing because literally a week later we were able to secure an apartment and be able to move to that apartment, which is this current apartment that we've been in here for like 3-4 years now. It's just so crazy, like how I wanted like a desk by the window, and how like my wife wanted to have her music studio like in our house as well. Like it's so amazing to know that those things that we manifested have come to fruition, which is so amazing. Other things that we manifested is getting married in Portugal. The process was crazy. Like we went to Portugal quite a few times before actually, tying the knot. But we ended up having such a beautiful wedding. And the crazy thing is that we were able to schedule our wedding day to our anniversary day. And so July 5th is literally our wedding anniversary and when we started dating, which is so crazy to me how that was even possible. And then to finalize everything, we were able to get Ami's visa to live in the UK, all perfectly, all done by ourselves, there was no issues. That is how we have manifested so far everything in our lives, which is really amazing. I would say though that in the last couple years, I have been honest about this as well previously, but I have been struggling with my mental health. I was recently diagnosed with a mental health condition, and it really did change my life, and it did really like kind of impact the way that I was thinking, and was kind of like consuming my life for a little bit. And I think that really kind of made me feel stuck, if you know what I mean. Like, so if you're someone who's feeling stuck and like nothing's working, which is what I was feeling these like last few years, let me share with you what I'm going to do, or what I have done so far in the start of the year to have the 2025 that I deserve and that you deserve and that we want to grow together. So number one is goal setting. I think goal setting is really important because it kind of gives you an idea, like, where do I want to be? What do I want my life to look like? Who do I want to be? What are all these factors? And there's so many like factors that we don't really think about, but it's quite important to look at them and be like, okay, this is where I want to be, or this is where I would like to be at a certain point. The concept came from this book here that I started reading by Roxy Nafusi. I don't know how to pronounce her surname, I'm so sorry. But ever since I read that book and I did this exercise, I was like, okay, this is something that I need to implement in my life, and especially in 2025. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper, you're going to write the date, 6 months, and 1 year. You're going to divide it into 6 sections, and those 6 sections include personal development, love and romance, career, friends and family, home, house, and hobbies, leisure. And what you're going to do is you're going to start off with 6 months, and you're going to write, where do you see yourself in 6 months? And I want you to think of something that is not, because sometimes we really have these very, very big dreams and ambitions that sometimes feels too far away from our reality. And so what I want you to do is to write something down that feels like it's more within your reality, and save those bigger achievements and goals for another time that you're manifesting. So if it's for example, personal development, if you want to have a better physical or like workout routine, what does that look like for you? What does it look like? Is it that you're starting to move your body once or twice a week? Are you going to a class? Are you going to go running? What is that for you? So under each section, write something down and kind of like start developing what it is, that future that you're looking for. And then do the same for the 1 year mark, so that by the end of 2025, you can see like, okay, this is what I achieved. So say, for example, in 6 months, you wrote running once or twice a week. It could be that in 1 year, you probably did a 10-kilometer run or a half a marathon, for example. That's what I put down because I am a runner. Those are some tips that I would recommend for doing on goal setting intentions. Next up, and this one I also did recently, it is making a vision board. This one is very important because you need that vision board so that you keep reminding yourself and keep looking at it, and just every day you keep getting that reminder that I am one step closer to my dreams. I am one step closer to making this my reality. And so what I recommend is turn on a candle, put on some light music, get some tea, and open up Canva. So canva.com. I would say type in vision board on the search box, and you'll either get a blank page or you'll get some mock-ups where people have done like some mock-up ideas where all you have to do is just replace the images with what they have. What I did was one for my desktop and one for my phone, so that every time I open my phone, I can see, right, this is what I am manifesting for this year. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open Pinterest, or you can use Google, but I just prefer Pinterest because it's more aesthetically pleasing, the pictures that are there. And then you're going to write down a word followed by the word aesthetic. And what it does is it's going to show you very aesthetic images. You can end up downloading them and putting it on your mood board. For example, fitness aesthetic, and it will show you like some sort of fitness aesthetic like photos. It can show you holiday aesthetic, and it can show you some people by the beach, or like, I don't know, on the mountains. It just, anything that relates to you, anything that is specific to you, I would suggest that. And then just, yeah, like I said, put it on your phone, put it on your desktop, and just let it unravel, let it go. And just, I think the really cool part is when things start coming true and you're just like, wow. That is what I have done for my 2025 manifestation. I hope that you guys are well, and I hope that you guys are looking forward to a better 2025. If you want to, please share with me what are your goals, intentions for 2025. It could be anything. Just leave me a comment below, and let's make 2025 our year.